Snow in April. Can you believe it? Just unbelievable. Doing okay. Yeah. No. Get a photo of it. I think I see fog on the river. Gotta put the drone out. See what there's like ice in the bugs. Fuck. Let's get in. Enough already. Come on. Let's get it done. Let's get it out of the way. Give me 1 second. Just gotta take off my jacket. Rip my jacket and swing it inside. There we go. How's the hair look? I think it looks okay. Yeah, maybe. Damn. Okay. Did you see that? Amazing. Welcome back. Thanks for coming. It's the Hotline Show, the 58th one. Today is April 13th, 2025. How was your week? I know. Same. I've got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Mostly I can't talk about it. It's top secret. I had a friend, he was an artist, and when I would talk to him, I'd always be like, what's going on? And he'd be like, it's top secret. I'd be like, what do you mean it's top secret? And he's like, well, when you don't have anything going on, you just say it's top secret. And that way people won't ask any more questions and they think it's important, but really it's nothing. So we just have a whole lot of top secret stuff going on. If you don't know, this is the Hotline Show. People, they call the number. It's in the description below. They leave a message. They ask a question. Usually it's about photography. This is mostly photography related show, but it can be about anything. Sometimes it's about really deep and dark conspiracy theories. So if you have them, call me. Just pick up the phone, leave it. You can stay anonymous. Oh, we've got a Patreon now. If you like the show, if you want to support it, just click that link below. As low as $4 a month, but you can cancel anytime. But if you do $4, I'll send you a Hotline Show sticker. You take this sticker, you go into some random bathroom, and you just stick it on the wall there. And people will see it and be like, the Hotline Show? And then they'll Google it, and they'll find something completely different. I'd appreciate it if you did it. If not, I get it totally, you know. Hey, it's not for everyone, but sometimes. Sorry. Phone's ringing. Always when I sit down to record a show. Hello?
Noah, can you hear me? It's future Noah.
Hello?
Hello? Ever since I switched to Mint Mobile, nobody can hear me anymore. The fuck?
Hello?
Well, if you can't hear me, doesn't matter. I'm gonna run the whole intro again. It snowed in the future, and it's better than it was yesterday. So we're going for it.
What?
Hello? We're just doing it, man. Let's go.
Can't hear. I don't. Let me get this. See fog down by the river. Some fog snow. I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Noah. It's future Noah. Future Noah? Yeah, it's future Noah. Listen, we just got a camera sent to us in the mail. It's pretty sweet, actually. What, we got a camera? What kind of camera? Well, I don't want to say the brand just yet, but it's made specifically for birding. Whoa, for birding? Yeah, basically retired old men like us. You know, lightweight, micro four thirds, weather resistant. What's the brand? Don't worry about it. We'll talk about it next week. Does it look cool? Alright, enough with the questions. Just get back here already. This whole thing where you go out there and then you make up these skits, but you don't write a script, and then I have to make up the script after the fact, it's really exhausting. I'm so tired. I'll get back. I still have a couple more miles to do. I know. I lived it. I'm in the future. Just get back here already. I want to finish this video, dude. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, bye. Bye. Let's get back to the show. Come on, this is crazy. Probably not even going to use it. Doesn't even make sense. I don't know. There's something wrong with the phone lately. Well, let's get into it. We got a couple calls today. Let's just do it. We got Devin.
What's up, Noah? I'm sitting here watching Hotline episode 57. And at 19 minutes, 59 seconds, or 20 minutes, there's a frame of you getting ready to break down some trees here. And I'm just curious, what is your, I guess, predator deterrent? Like, what happens if a bear is running out of this hole on the right side, like towards you? Maybe, I mean, you've been there for a minute, so you know more about like what's around or whatever. I know you're not big on firearms, totally understand that. But I'm sitting here like debating with my girlfriend, like, what are you doing in this scenario? She said you're gonna grab the chainsaw and like fight it, like she'd fight it down, but I'm like, I don't want to be that close to any predator to have to like fight it with a chainsaw. I would have probably put a couple rounds in it before it got to me. Again, I know that's not your thing. What is your safety measures? Because, you know, I'm worried about you, man. I don't want you to be out there and something happens. So yeah, just what's your thoughts on that?
Devin, thanks for that call. Great question. I think some people do wonder about this, especially people who are unfamiliar with this area and how it works up here. First of all, bears. The bears we have, they're black bears. They're not grizzly bears. And these black bears are not that dangerous. If they do attack, it's very rare. And it may be like one person every couple of years dies from a black bear attack. And it's usually because there was a cub involved and they did something stupid. Times I've seen bears around here, when they see me, they run. They're more scared of us than we are of them. Now, there might be bears back there. It's still winter, sort of. I don't know. But bears do hibernate. So we got to keep that in mind. In the winter, you don't see any of them. And I don't know if they're out yet, but really it's not something I'm particularly scared of because the times I have seen them, they just go running. That said, when we do see them, we got to stay away. You know, you back away or whatever. I don't know. I've never really just like accidentally confronted a bear. I've heard it's happened where you're just minding your own business and then you look over and there's a bear. That would be scary. Usually though, I feel like they just run. Now, I've met people who actually carry around bear spray. It's basically mace for bears. I feel like that's a bit overkill. There was a time when I was shooting cabin porn in the West and we were in the mountains and we had a sort of guide and he had a straight up revolver ready to shoot a bear if it happened. And I was like, really? But I mean, out there it's different. Those are real bears. Here we have black bears. That's just not as scary. But yeah, I mean, guns. Well, you know, I don't know people saw my story last week or something, there's some land right behind me. It's like 70 acres or so, and it's just like been a hunting ground. There's like a cabin. It's sort of rotting into the earth. Maybe I'll put some footage up here. Got a little tour of it. And this property, 70 acres, I think they want like $320,000 for this. And I sort of put like, anyone interested in investing in this, I need 500 grand. And I said that even though the property is only 320, because I need to make a little profit if I'm going to work on this project. The purpose is to get it into shape, put that cabin back together in a livable way, and then set up like a liberal gun and rod club. And I mentioned this in my story. I was like, anyone want to give me 500 grand? Nobody did that. But I mentioned the gun club for liberal people where we learn how to shoot, because we want to arm up too. We want to be ready just in case. We don't know what's going to happen, but just so we know, when you go far enough left, you get your guns back. And a lot of us have gone far enough fucking left right now. Anyway, a lot of people are interested in joining a club like that, where they know, because I've talked to a lot of people who want to get guns and they're like, I don't want to go. It's all right wing. And I don't want to support those people. So we kind of need to start our own shit. So there is a business here, but it's probably a little messy. I don't know if I want to get involved in this. I don't know. It's complicated, but if enough people, it said, I had 20 people interested in paying $1,000 a year to join. Right there, that's 20 grand a month. You do the math. Land, I think it's a great investment. If anyone's out there, give me $500,000. 10 years, it's worth $1 million. Not guaranteed. It's great land. You can't really do much building, but that's okay. It's just you get good tax breaks on stuff like that if you turn it into like a preserve or some shit. I don't know. There's a lot of things. We'd work it out. And Devin, you're going to come up if that happens, and you're going to teach a class. So I'll keep you posted. Thanks for calling. We're safe out there. Don't worry. I'm not going to use, I do have a chainsaw with me when I'm out there. I could fight it off with chainsaw. One time I was out back and I looked over the wall and there was like a wolf. It was like a white wolf. I guess it was a coyote. I didn't know. It was like the first year I was here. It was one of the most majestic things I've ever seen. But I looked out and then it just like looked at me right in the, like turned its head, it saw me and it just like, and we locked eyes. And I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And I just like backed away and then just chatted. It seemed scary. It was like Game of Thrones kind of wolf. But other than that, there hasn't really been much. The thing I'm most scared of is like one day just like walking and then just stepping on like a wasp nest and then just getting attacked.
Yes.
Like that's to me like the scary thing. And just the ticks. I did get bit by a tick the other day. That's the real kill. That's the silent killer. Driving. We've gone over ticks before. Anyway, Devin, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Next caller.
Hey Noah, it's Brian in Minneapolis. Calling in again after a while. I'm back to watching weekly. I decided I needed something to break up watching all the tennis matches, and it kind of got me wondering. I know I think it was your brother was in Melbourne and was talking about going to the Australian Open. So I'm curious if there are any other tennis fans that watch the Hotline show. And then my real question is about how finishing projects, get into that polished stage, like. Right now I have a bunch of things where I'm like right there and they're basically done, but I can't for some reason pull the trigger because I ask myself, am I giving it everything that I can, right? Am I putting everything? I know that it doesn't matter really, right? Like you can always keep polishing things forever, but it still makes me wonder if I should just sit on it a little bit more and give it, I don't know, the respect and the time that it needs. I know that you work with a designer and you work with other people, so you have people looking at the books and doing the layout. It seems like that's the ideal process, but I'm that stage where you're kind of by yourself. What kind of advice do you think you have for that? Maybe broad advice, and since you know me a little bit, what specific advice for me might you have? So I'm curious what you have to say.
Brian, thank you so much for that call. Glad you're back to the weekly. Appreciate that. And yeah, anyone out there, tennis fans? There's got to be a few. I used to be into sports. Now I just do not care. I don't give a shit about sports at all. I've tried football. That's actually the only one I can maybe even vaguely get into, especially into the playoffs. But basketball used to be my favorite sport. And I watch it now and I don't even understand it. It's just everything seems like so crazy now. I don't know. And all the gambling and all that bullshit is just like, I think gross. I think gambling should be legal, but how it's all wrapped up in the games now just seems messed up. I cannot stand baseball. It is so boring. I don't even like the Yankees. I'm more of a Mets fan. I just happen to have this Yankees hat, and I know it really bothers you, the Yankees. So I thought it would be funny to put it on. I don't, have we got over this? My dad was a Mets fan, is probably still. I think he goes back and forth between Mets and Yankees. I think he likes them both. My brother is a Yankees fan. I've always just felt more of a kinship with the Mets. They seem more working class. The Yankees are like, fuck, it's like the corporate team. They just kind of suck. But then I have friends who are big time Yankee fans. So whatever, New York, it's fine. I think the Yankees hat looks better, is better colors than the Mets hat, the Mets colors, but I relate to them more. Just don't want to do it. I mean, I feel weird even wearing this hat right now. It's stupid. That's sports. Finishing projects. I think we did talk about this a little bit. And this is impossible, and you're right. It doesn't matter. And when you're working on these things, it's hard. How do you know? How do you know when it's really done? I mean, when you're done working on it, but how do you then package it together and put it out? It's better to get it done. Like, I know you put together a bunch of really great dummy books before that I know you just lay out, but you never print. You should. You got to get them printed into a book, even if it's just one copy for your own shelf. But you could also sell them and, your audience, is it big? I don't know, big enough. You'll sell 10 copies. That's sort of a success. This got me thinking. I made a book of my internet sex project years ago. I know I have it on here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Just this dummy book of this project. Laid it out like this. It's actually binary numbers that says my name, the name of the project. It's really thin, probably only like 30 pages or something. But I just wanted to make it into a book, even though I knew I would probably never get it published, although maybe it should be. But I have this one copy. It probably cost me $80, $100 to make, but it's on the shelf and it exists in the world. And I feel like if you're working on a project and you feel done with it, you gotta just make it an object. I think this came out better than I thought. There's something about doing something in the time period and you get it and you're like, I don't know if I like it. Then you look back and you're like, damn, that was kind of good. So you just got to do it. Get it done. Put it together and move on. I do work with designers, but when no one's getting paid, no one's motivated. So there's only so much you can do when you're sort of asking favors of people or how much can you push them to get things done? So the more you can do yourself and you just get into it and just finish it, even it's never going to be good enough. Maybe never good at all. You just gotta fucking end it. Just put it together. It's only you know, you see the flaws. No one else does. Everyone else will see it and they'll think it's great. Or they'll just not say anything. And then you know what that means. Brian, get your shit together. Just finish it up, send it out. You know, you had actually inspired me to want to put together little zine books of each one of my newsletter editions. So I actually got together with a designer and we laid out, you know, we sort of started making a plan. We were getting quotes and it was like, this is not a project that can ever make money or like be worth it, you know, in the end. Like you want it, you feel like it could, like in that delusional sense, like, oh yeah, maybe people will do it. But it's just, if you want to do it really nice and good, just in terms of like an object, like a good thing that people will want to buy, it's so expensive. And that calculation of the amount of money you put into it to what you're going to get out really ends up paralyzing you, and then you don't end up finishing it. And I'm in this trap on a lot of different things. Get it done though, Brian. I know you can. You just put something out already so we can buy it. I'll buy it. Let's do it. One more call. Seth.
Hi, Noah. It's Seth Werkheiser. You've mentioned in previous episodes that you're probably going to work till you die. You're probably not alone in that of your viewers of this YouTube channel. A friend told me recently that their grandmother is in a nice retirement home and it's like $7,000 a month. And that's just here in Pennsylvania. That said, could you do a dream retirement scenario? Shuffleboard on Fridays, a cafeteria, bingo night. What does Noah Kalina's ideal retirement look like?
Ooh, ideal retirement. Seth, thank you for that call. This is a great and depressing question. Yeah. What do we do? Well, I have said, and I don't think photographers, I don't know, artists generally, you'll never retire, right? Like that's not the point. Like you work forever. You make work till the day you die. That's how you know you're in it. This has come up. I mean, I've probably like commented or said something on like Twitter or Threads or whatever over the years, because I've seen photographers, just random bullshitty photographers in the hellhole discourse say things like, you know, I'm gonna retire as a photographer. And it's like, what do you mean? Wait, you got into photography and then you think that's a job that you're gonna do till you're 65 or 70 and then you're just gonna stop and you're gonna live? What? I mean, first of all, you're never gonna make enough money to do that anymore. But like, how would you? Retirement is not an option for people who work in creative fields. Like, that's super depressing, but you suffer till the day you die. In an ideal world, this is tough. It's funny. I was talking about something similar with a friend recently who wanted to like set up sort of like a community, like builds a like compound sort of thing where like there's units for retired people, actually disabled people. That was his thing. But like you could apply this to retirement, and you have certain units that are free for caretakers. So they're allowed to live there free. And then all their, like in exchange for just checking in on all the people who are living there, making sure that's okay. I don't know if that's a sustainable thing, but that would be nice. And I thought about it like up here, like a bunch of people who live up here, like we all sort of come together in a communal sense where we all just sort of look out for each other. Because I think a lot of people who have moved outside of the city or whatever and like have space, like they don't want to live anywhere else necessarily, but a lot of it becomes too hard to manage. So, you know, just as long as you have that person who's going to help take care of stuff, and then you're just sort of left to tinkering with your art that has become increasingly less relevant throughout the years. And maybe someone will discover it long after you're dead, and they'll look at it and they'll be like, wow, interesting. And then they'll throw it in the garbage and you'll be forgotten forever. But in terms of like lifestyle, I remember visiting my grandparents, and they sort of had a community center, and there was a pool, and they played cards, and they did plays. I mean, played golf. Like, I guess it's an entertainment thing. You just want to have fun. So, I mean, my whole life, as much as I like complain about things being like shitty, I mean, it's fun. There's projects. So as long as we're physically capable, it's just great to be able to go out and tinker. And like, of course, I'm just going to want to go and like shoot stuff and take pictures and do shit like that. And like maybe, perform in the community play or something. We'll be doing this show. Maybe. I don't know. It's possible. I mean, $7,000 a month. That's crazy, right? Like, I guess you get, someone to cook, just to have the meals taken care of. I think that's like a big burden relief. So whatever the cost might be, like, just to get to the point where it's like, okay, you can just sort of like survive, maybe you're just watching YouTube all day because you can't really do anything else, but at least you have food. Thinking about this is really depressing. What are we supposed to do and how expensive it gets, man. Fuck. Well, we'll see. I mean, we got a couple years left before we really have to think about it. Meanwhile, I think about, my dad and my mom, they're in their late 70s. They're doing good. So, I mean, we have long lives ahead of us. Almost I'm middle-aged right now. I've had to do what I've done again. And we're just going to end it here. That's it. That's the Hotline show. Oh my God, what a show, right? We learned a lot about stuff and what we're going to do, right? Everyone's motivated now for another week of just going out there and doing stuff. Like making just surviving another day. Do the stuff, like, subscribe, call the number. It's in the description below. Love to hear from you. There were a bunch of calls. If you've called and I didn't get to you, I might not. I know Michael, Susanna, you sent in some videos and photos. I don't know if I'm going to get to that. It never really came together. I couldn't figure it out. So no offense. Call back just with something else. Maybe, or maybe that upset you and you feel like it's not worth it. And I get that. But that's the danger of the Hotline show. Sometimes we don't always get what we want. See you next week. Maybe.
I hear it, the cardinal. Look at the forsythia. Oh man, I hope it's okay. Shit. Let's go over there and check it out. I love when it does the snow shadow under the canopy. Just think it looks really cool. This gives me an opportunity. Happened again. I should tie it down. Oh, come on. So you can see the red lights are on here. There should be 2 lights right here, but they're off. So I'm going to change the color. And now you can see these are on. So it just doesn't work when they're red. Those were on red, but these do not have a red LED anymore. There's something faulty about the red LED.